This book from Junot Díaz, which is This Is How You Lose Her. I got this book because it had a lot of great reviews, but at the same time because I love the title, This Is How You Lose Her. This book from Junot Díaz, which is This Is How You Lose Her. I got this book because it had a lot of great reviews, but at the same time because I love the title, This Is How You Lose Her. But when I read it, I can't even remember the stories in here. Well, at least, because there are 3 stories. I can't remember it as vividly as I would usually remember stories, but I underlined some lines here. So when I read fictional books, I would always underline sentences or phrases that I think are so well written. So this one, the day is the color of pigeons. Isn't that a great way to describe the sky? It's the color of pigeons. It's gray. Or our feet crush the bits of snow that lie scattered here and there, crusted over with gravel and dust. We wait for the mash of cars to slow at the light, and then we scuttle into the park. It's a book, it's a paragraph, but it's so poetic, don't you think? And I love reading books that have rhythm and melody in them, so much so that you could put a melody behind it and it will sound like a song. So this book is very special to me because I was reading at a time in my life when I wish that somebody was afraid to lose me. So I wrote a piece, a very short piece that I would love to read for you guys. That's entitled, This Is How You Lose Her. So all you have to do is go to joycepling.com and go to Pen Trails, where all of my writings are. And so I wrote, in a guy's perspective, I wanted somebody to be afraid to lose me. And this is how I would have wanted him to describe me. This is How You Lose Her. Written June 16, 2015. It goes. She was a troubled little thing that hung around in corners of odd places, staring like a madman at passers-by, putting stories into faces and killing time with a kind of keenness I never quite understood. Young and dipped in folly, I fell in love with melancholy, she'd quote. Not sure who that fool was, though, she'd add. What an irony. It was always her, really. Not quite the kind of beautiful I grew up thinking would tie me down like a deeply planted oak in its hundredths, but beautiful nonetheless in ways no words in me can muster up. She was my ocean, the only thing I loved and feared so terribly deep, and I swam in her gravities and never again longed for the shore. My days started and rested in the endlessness that is her regal luster, and every time I thought of her, I hunger even more. She was, then, she was not. So there. And just to wrap up all of the books, I have so many books that I would love to share with you guys, and I hope that you could also give suggestions in the comments below as to books that you would want for me to read or to review, because I'd like to think that I read this great quote once that goes, if you just, through books, you could actually live lives that have been lived out by somebody else, or that have been thought out by somebody else that you never thought you could live. You know, you could be a spy, or you could be a guy driving by a garage buying a painting that apparently had bad spirit in it, or you could be that motivational speaker that you've always wanted to become, or you could be that kid from Iraq or from Afghanistan who just found hope in flying kites. So I think books open up so many worlds for us, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to read them or listen to them if you're busy, and it gives you so much wisdom and so much knowledge of the world around you.